Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Crypto Crow. It is Monday, and I've got a big video that I want to cover with Cornucopias, the Cardano-based Metaverse game that's been in development now for a little while. And I've been following this project for a while. I've been a kind of, I guess you could say, a compensated marketer. I mean, I have tokens. I haven't even I don't have my tokens yet, I guess you could say. I haven't bridged them. I haven't done anything with them. I'm in no hurry to sell. Let's just put it that way. And I'm just kind of letting them sit. But I'm extremely bullish on this, and I've done videos in the past, and some recent announcements have come out as it relates to Cornucopias, and I wanted to cover that because the tokenomics of the COPI token is a major thing, and to date, it has been kind of up in the air as to exactly what the tokens are going to be used for. And we're going to break it all down here in this video and basically diving into it. Now, keep in mind, the entire crypto market is down right now. I mean, it's been coming down. Typically, Easter's a pretty bullish part of the year. But it's typically like the week after things starts to turn around after a bit of a sideways consolidation through like the Easter weekend or whatever you think, whatever the case may be. And so I'm not worried about volume numbers or any of that stuff right now. But as far as it relates to COPI, I am definitely interested in kind of understanding where it's at because I know they've been adding some centralized exchanges, which is a really big deal, especially for people looking to get into COPI. And maybe they're not really privy to using decentralized exchanges and things like that. And especially as more news, more developments, and basically new milestones are met in COPI's development, I mean, these tokens are going to continue growing in demand. And so having a higher volume of liquidity available to people that are looking to get in at prices advertised, one of the things that people don't seem to understand, or a lot of newcomers, is they say, liquidity. What is liquidity? And basically, it's just a term that's used to basically say, in a nutshell, if you look at the price of an asset and it's 8 cents, you want to be able to buy into that asset at 8 cents, regardless of how much you're buying. If you've got $500 or 5,000 or 500,000, ultimately you want to try and buy in at the price you've decided to buy in without slippage to the up or downside. And limited liquidity ultimately means that there are less buy or sell orders at a particular price, which means, maybe it says the price is 8 cents, but the more money I want to spend on it, or the more of the asset I want to sell, I'm burning through those orders rather quickly with lower liquidity, which means that I'm moving the price up or down in either direction, relatively speaking. And so that's ultimately what we're looking for. And ultimately, I want to get into a position where COPI isn't going to be affected much by substantial orders. And I think we'll get there, but it's going to be a little time. And I think a lot of what's going to happen is more holders, as we continue using the COPI token for things, as the game continues building and preparing for launches and things like that. I think a lot is going to happen. So we're going to go and dive into this. I think this is a really big deal, and it's something that I want to break down and give you my opinions on as we go through it. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I am going to start trying to do 2 videos a day, maybe one that's a little longer, and then one that's basically kind of a news article read that I think is important, and then maybe some shorts as well. I'm going to get back into doing that. I'm going to start keeping content flowing on this channel as we continue moving into the halving with more important topics of discussion. So here we go. This is CoinMarketCap. I actually like CoinGecko a lot, but I just thought I'd bring this up. These are the exchanges currently carrying COPI token now, and the pairs. So you can see that MEXC has been added with a USD tether pair, all low volume. Gate.io, you've got Vi Finance, obviously, you've got Bitrue, which I think is a big one. I'm not sure what this reserve data unavailable. So, okay, this is a new listing, so they're still, I guess, working on some of the data here. But currently it's trading at 8 cents, which is, keep in mind, when I first started talking about COPI, it was trading at a penny. Sometimes I think maybe even a little less than a penny. So, it's an 8x already just from when I originally started talking about this project. So it's been moving up. I think the all-time high has been, I think, somewhere around 12 cents. and it kind of ebbs and flows. But I just wanted to show you that there's definitely a lot of places that you're able to get the token. So if you wanted to get it at 8 cents, maybe you get it across a couple different exchanges if you have to, if you wanted to keep the price right at 8 cents. It ultimately depends on how much you're buying at the time. XT.com, that seems to have a little volume, 300,000 in daily trade volume. So that's pretty cool. What's BitTrue? BitTrue is very low volume still, 568. Gate.io has decent volume, 27,000. So the higher the volume on a particular exchange, like Pancake Swap, 113,000. I mean, these two are probably going to be your likely bet for basically being able to get into the token at the price advertised. It's not that the price is advertised, obviously, but just the price that you see is what you should typically get depending on how much you're trying to purchase. So we're going to be going over the newly released token economy. We've been waiting on this for so long, and it has finally arrived, and we're going to start covering this. And we're just going to dive into the actual use cases and what is possible, why this token means a lot to the Cornucopias community. And we're going to basically read this, and I'm going to give you my honest thoughts, as I always do. I'm obviously extremely bullish on Cornucopias, but I call it as I see it, and it is what it is. And sometimes they don't like it, I'm not trying to preface this by saying I'm about to take a huge dump on Cornucopias. I'm not, but I do share my opinions honestly, regardless of whatever relationships I may have. So COPI is the utility token that empowers the gaming ecosystem of Cornucopias. Listed below are some of the utilities, not all. These aren't all of them. These are basically like the built-in utilities for the token. And there are going to be a lot more because ultimately, as people are creating, people are going to be creating businesses, little games, all sorts of things within their Cornucopias land plots, domes, you name it. And we're all going to be able to use, whether we use our own personal native asset like Crow tokens, I definitely have plans, or the Cornucopias token. Maybe we want to accumulate more COPI token because we believe in it, but maybe we're not builders, we're not developers, we don't have other things that we plan to do with it. But that's ultimately, these are the hard built-in functions for COPI token initially. So it should be noted that as our game and ecosystem evolve, so will our token utility. I expect it to continue growing and blossoming like a flower. I expect to see this just by leaps and bounds grow as new things happen. The official marketplace currency priced in USD bought with COPI. COPI will serve as the exclusive currency within the game marketplace specifically for acquiring game assets and game-related items, such as outfits, tools, weapons, vehicles, properties, tournament passes, and other exclusive game items. Now, sales for items such as node licenses or advertisement space may be available for purchase in currencies other than COPI. Now, this is the only thing, and I even sent it to them and I said, why? This is the only thing that I'm like, I don't like that. And it's not that it's necessarily a bad thing because there's a pro and con to this, okay? To be very fair. The pro is, if you're looking, there are going to be a lot of companies. Go take a look at the Sandbox land map, right? You've got Atari, you have all these big companies all over the place that bought up land parcels just so that they can advertise like what they're building, because you accumulate a series of land and you look at, you go out to like a moon's view of that earth, and you can see all of these big corporate logos and things. You can see a picture of me in there with my little 3x3, all kinds of stuff. So from a business to business perspective, it actually makes sense because it basically, it keeps that gateway large and in charge, in the sense that, if there's a major company that wants to buy advertising within the metaverse, maybe they're not going to go out and they're not holding COPI token, or maybe they don't want to go through exchanges to buy something. And, there could be tax implications. Maybe there are a lot of different reasons why I understand them wanting to basically open up things like node licenses or, corporate advertisement within the metaverse to be able to take effect after or outside of just the COPI token. Though I'm pretty sure, and I think it's further down in here, they are providing advertisement discounts for those who are using the COPI token to pay. So, you know, if you're planning a major campaign, and there will be companies that are spending 6, even 7 figures for advertising within this metaverse, someday it's going to happen. You know, they could shave, you know, if it's $1 million ad campaign, they could shave $200,000 just by paying in COPI. So that's going to be a really, really big deal, but they're not going to be made to pay in COPI, which I don't like, but I get it, right? So that's my only real thing that I'm like, I would love to, they'll force these companies to play ball in the ecosystem or they don't play. But from a business perspective, that's not the smartest move, and I understand. Governance. Various feedback proposals will be shared with the community on topics such as rewards, gameplay, features, development events, and much more. And I noticed that my Telegram just went off. I'm pretty sure that the team just sent me a response because I had a question about this. And yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not sure what it was that just popped up. But anyway, that's okay. So voting is exclusively for COPI stakers, directly or via LP token, liquidity pool tokens, where each token represents 1 vote. These contributions are crucial for steering the project's direction and fulfilling the long-term vision at Cornucopias. Rewards. Achievement-based rewards for players in-game. This is going to be big. You're going to be able to earn COPI tokens within the metaverse based off of things that you do. Node operators, staking, you know, and this here, this is a really big deal for a lot of reasons. I'm gonna make this sideways because I want you to be able to see me as well as I'm talking, if that's even a possibility, because there's some points that I want to make. So basically what we're looking at this point is achievements based rewards for players in game. This in itself should have a major impact on any potential future reservations about COPI being a security. And I know that they've done everything from legal out the wazoo to everything to make sure that COPI is not a security. But there's a game that I used to play back in the day called Entropia Universe. And that game is a real cash economy game. Like I played that game for a couple months. I made a couple grand, okay? Because I kind of thought outside the box a bit, and it worked out. And it was fun, but you know what I mean? It wasn't my game. A lot of people would call Entropia Universe kind of a casino in the sense that, you know, you're spending money to buy equipment, armor, gear, weapons, bullets, you know, ammunition and things like that for the game. And then you're out there farming and hunting monsters, hoping for these significant loot drops that ultimately pay out more in loot than you spent on gear to farm it or to hunt, right? And, you know, a lot of people would say, well, this is basically like a casino. You're paying all this money in for all of this stuff, and then you're just shooting stuff, hoping you get a big reward back. And you know, they would call it like a slot machine or what have you. And one of the ways they legally made it so that you could do that is you could sweat animals. I know this sounds insane, but for those of you that are familiar, you get it. But basically, you could get this little device and you could go out in this area and you could basically do what's called sweating animals. And it would provide you sweat that you could earn for free and then exchange for the economy token or currency used in game to buy other things. So that was their way of basically saying, look, you can earn these tokens for free based off of what you do in game, or you could buy them outright and then continue playing. And that's how they basically have continued going all of this time, because it's not something that you have to purchase. It's something you can earn in game as a utility token. And so knowing that you're going to be able to do that, that should alleviate a lot of potential issues moving forward. I'm going to assume, I don't know, but it's good that they're going to have that just to be safe, because you just never know nowadays what people are going to try and say legally or otherwise. Node operators and staking. So you're going to be able to generate rewards just in these 3 things alone, and I'm sure many others. Advertise in the Cornucopias game ad network. This is a B2B subscription service that allows businesses guilds, and in-game brands to leverage our network for advertising exposure. I'm working on some billboards already to promote the channel. Because I can't wait for this. I cannot wait to see these billboards. EVE Online does something like this, but it's specifically for in-game guilds or in-game corporations in EVE Online, and you can fly around and you'll see billboards, and they don't take you out of the world because of the art style and the way they kind of they say, you know, it has to be done this way or that way, and they have to approve them. So it's not like immersion breaking at all, and it could be for anything. So that's what I'm actually working on. I just had my wife take some pictures of me. I'm going to do a whole new digital version of myself, and I'm going to create some fun like promotions and things for billboards for inside Cornucopias, just because I think it'll be really fun. And when I'm play testing and things like that, if I walk by a billboard, a Crypto Crow or whatever, I just think that'll be kind of fun for the content. But anyway. Ads can be acquired on a seasonal basis, and we offer a preferential discount for payments made in COPI. Okay, so I made up the 20% thing, but who knows what it's going to be, but ultimately there is going to be a discount if you're paying in COPI token, and it might be a sliding scale. I don't know. It could very well just be dependent upon how much you're spending and, you know, what the deal is. Enhancing value for our partners who choose to use this currency. COPI staking. This is obviously a big deal. I'm not staking anything yet, but I plan to at some point. Staking is a popular distribution mechanism that allows holders to yield COPI. All incentives will be influenced through governance, with the annual percentage yield achieved through interest on the stake pool paid out in COPI, distributed from the dedicated reward pool. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make this big again. I don't know if you care about seeing me while I'm reading some of this. Just when I get on important topics, I like you to be able to see my eyes and see my face. Okay. So the platforms will provide 3 staking methods. Staking for NFTs entails locking up a designated amount of COPI tokens for a specified period to earn exclusive NFTs. These NFTs are non-tradable on the marketplace and can solely be acquired through staking. The exact staking criteria, such as the quantity and duration, will be customized for each event and decided on a case-by-case basis. Players have the option to stake for COPI and yield COPI depending on the amount staked. Earnings are distributed from the rewards pool. Stake for discounts. When purchasing items available for sale on the marketplace, staking the COPI token for a set period, e.g. 1 month, is necessary, and unstaking is not permitted during this time. The discount percentage is based on the amount of COPI staked, as shown in the examples below. So if this is where I saw the 20%. So 20% discount, you're going to be staking a minimum of 1.152 million COPI tokens. So you better start stacking up now. Level 1, 19,200 plus, you get a 5%. Up from 96,000 plus 10%, 384,000 plus 15%, and so on. Above discounts are for illustrative purposes only and are subject to change. Good call, because you never know what's going to change between now and then. Buyback and liquidity provisions. The buyback and LP strategy merges the key advantages of both buyback and burn methods with the enhanced value of increased liquidity through buyback and liquidity provision. Rather than burning tokens, they are initially used to provide liquidity for the token on its primary pool, COPI USDC. This approach combines the benefits of reducing the token supply with enhancing liquidity for the token. Here's how this works in practice. User A joins the platform where players buy a license to operate a public Cornucopias node for $300. 10% of the license fee, $30, is allocated for buyback and liquidity provision, while the remaining $270 goes towards funding the platform's operations. Out of the $30, $15 is used to purchase COPI token at market price. The remaining $15 is used to acquire USDC as the second token in the LP pair. The tokens bought back and 15 USDC are then added back as the liquidity in the pool, increasing the availability of COPI tokens for buyers and USDC for sellers. It starts to get tongue twisting with all of the, yeah. As liquidity is provided, the COPI USDC LP tokens generated are included in the treasury. Up to 15% of nodes fees will be allocated to funds for buyback and liquidity pool following the mechanic mentioned above. Now, governance. This is going to be a big thing. We see governance being a huge, huge factor in like karate combat. For those of you in the know, you know, I fought back a month ago in Mexico City at Karate Combat. And people were able, just before that, people that held karate tokens were voting on whether or not they should get rid of the 5-second rule. Basically meaning if you knock somebody down, how long should you have to be able to ground and pound them before the ref stood you up? And originally it was 5 seconds. Now, because the public voted, all of the karate token holders voted, which they vote on all things all the time, rule changes, all sorts of things as it evolves around karate combat. And now if you basically knock somebody down, as long as you're working towards a finish, they typically won't stand you back up. So I think some of these fights are going really long, and I think they like having, you know, I think they really like having 10, 15 different fights on a card as opposed to having like 6 or 7 that take forever. So that's just I don't know if that's the reasoning, but anyway, excuse me. Governance is definitely a big thing. Cornucopias aims at becoming more and more decentralized over time, but for the time being, if it wants to give its users the possibility to participate in the direction of the platform in certain aspects. Oh, not if it wants, it does want. Token stakers will have the option to vote on several topics to be updated in the near future. All votes cast are suggestive and non-binding for the project, e.g., the project might choose to disregard them completely if they do not fit into the long-term strategy of the project, which I understand this because, you know, they're always working. I mean, they're always working on things long-term that the public may not be privy to, and sometimes the public could make an uneducated decision about something that could, you know, really change things to a point where, you know, it could set the development team back 6 months or a year, or I mean, like all kinds of things, which that would obviously be a good idea. Voting eligibility. Voting will be open to users that stake COPI or LP tokens, and voting will be based on the number of tokens that the person has staked. 1 token equals 1 vote. Wouldn't that be nice if everything worked that way today? Applies to your share of the liquidity pool in terms of COPI staked. Eligible tokens for voting include staked tokens, staked LP tokens. Tokens which are not included in the voting process are tokens from not yet claimed rewards, tokens which are vesting, tokens which are not staked. The voting will be done via the Snapchat or snapshot tool or similar tool. And the voting process, I mean, all that stuff is pretty self-explanatory. There's an ecosystem flow chart, which basically shows you all of the different ways the tokens are being used and utilized within the metaverse. Just so much stuff. And this is going to continue expanding, especially once we start bringing users in to build their own stuff within the game world. I mean, this is just going to be insane, and I absolutely can't wait. So I guess this is token distribution. There's a bunch of formulas in here, which I have no interest in whatsoever. I'm sure maybe some of you will have an interest in that, but that's basically the gist of the tokenization and the tokenomics of what's going on. Why does it start me at the bottom? That's kind of frustrating. Dynamic reward structure. The following types of rewards are planned and will be available when they are launched and ready. All right, Blizzard. Full detail on the following rewards will be provided soon. COPI in-game rewards are reserved for active themed zone land NFT owners. Top performing district members, tenants. Top performing leaderboard entrants. Other quests and gameplay activities that earn you reward points. In-game currency, in-game items, XP, and NFTs can be earned by all players. As described in the rewarding distribution section, players' rewards will be calculated based on their individual contribution over a defined time period out of the total contribution earned by eligible players. Contribution will be defined as the reward points earned by a player during various gameplay activities. RP can be earned through all facets of the game, but including but not limited to land ownership and progression, racing events, quests, exploration, mining, fishing, farming, gathering, crafting, building, and combat. RP is not to be confused with XP or experience. RP is earned for predefined skill-based accomplishments in the game and is only tied to calculating your share of the gameplay rewards allocation. XP is, however, tied to progression within the game that can lead to earning rewards points. And then there's an example there. It all is fairly self-explanatory. Secondary rewards, building. The platform enables participants to mint or discover various NFTs while immersing themselves in the game. Additionally, users can trade or sell these NFTs on the marketplace. Learning. Cornucopias is collaborating with some of the world's top educational institutions to integrate learning into the platform. Users will have the opportunity to engage in learning through various platforms provided by these educational centers and earn rewards by participating in educational mini games, such as reading articles and taking tests. To utilize and share content on the platform, institutions are required to pay a fee in COPI, stake COPI for 1 month without the option to unstake them during this period. Hosting. Cornucopias will empower users to participate in the platform's distributed node network, allowing them to run nodes of various types. Users can host their own nodes and earn COPI as rewards. To run a node, players need to purchase a license to operate a public COPI node and become a node operator. I've already purchased mine. I bought it when they launched. As part of the benefits, they will regain access to exclusive features, such as the Node Owner Discord group, early testing access on desktop, mobile, and web platforms, exclusive Node Owner NFTs, including character game outfits, emotes, and backpacks. That's going to be pretty cool. And then, of course, you have the token metrics, so the tokenomics, relevant metrics, so forth. So you could, I don't know why I'm having a weird time scrolling. Listing price, it was originally 1 penny. And it's just been going up. So it's been doing very well, even though, you know, I look at this as, you know, I by the peak of this market, especially as they continue adding new exchanges, and there are some milestones that I believe are really going to set, that are going to set COPI up for significant growth. And I think it's going to happen very, very quickly. I think once, I mean, we've gone from 1 penny up to 8 cents, up to a high of just 12 cents. So, you know, if we look at it in terms of like the last year, we could go all time. You can see that's a 12 cent. Oh no, you can't see it because I already closed it. So here's the currently trading at 8 cents, up 189%. Its previous all-time high was 12 cents. And of course, we've been kind of coming down a bit with the market and so forth and so on. And that's okay. I really do think that this is going to take over a lot of market share from Sandbox, potentially even Decentraland, if I'm honest. I think those are very niche markets. And I think that, you know, while they have something cool, I like the art style. I like certain elements of both of those platforms. I think when it comes to a grand metaverse with player-owned land and things like that, I mean, listen, I've wanted to build my own kind of game world with player-owned land and things like that since, I don't know, was it 2012? You know, and I wanted to recreate Ultima Online, but with actual player-owned land. And to do that on a blockchain, I think to me would be fantastic. But you know, it's like I was before my time, I guess. I don't know. It's just the technology wasn't there to do what I wanted to do. And, you know, there was just so many issues with it back then, but lessons learned. And, you know, honestly, I think that Cornucopias is going to be bringing things to the market that's honestly never been seen before. And I think that people are going to continue accumulating their tokens, buying dips. And when we get to a point where we're all basically running out there, staking our claim to the land plots that we own, that we've already basically purchased through these NFTs, and then we're able to start building things on them, I think that is going to be when the token absolutely starts to skyrocket. I'm not even 100% sure when that's going to be, but I expect it to be definitely within this market cycle. And I think that's going to be the catalyst that sends this token to the moon. So listen, that's it for now. I just wanted to share you the tokenomics information because it's a pretty big deal that everybody understands, like, what is the use of these daggone COPI tokens? Why do I own them? What am I going to get out of them? And now you have a general idea, and I expect those to grow and blossom and expand definitely over the next 6 months and beyond. So until next time, Crow Your Coins, thanks for joining me. Happy Monday. Get back to work, folks, and I'll see you soon.